Yeah, I probably shouldn't bother making any more response videos on this subject, but what the hell? I mean, it's only a video. So, astronaut, because I don't know what he's done, but let's see what
Star and I made a video response to Gary to DoNotGod in Mentan talking about rape, and I just want to address a couple of things that you said, Gary. First, the conversation has moved past what you were trying to say, right? When you were saying that...
Oh, please. I mean, what do you mean? So there's this place the conversation moves to, and now you're going to reestablish some new premise when your old premises were bullshit. Your old premises was Mannix wasn't doing this, and TJ never said that, and that's all a crock of shit. So why is it that you get to recontextualize what the argument's about? Where is that? That's another rule. You can tell me what TJ said, you tell me what Mannix says, and then now you're going to tell me what the confines and the context of the fucking argument are. Oh, fuck that shit.
Study hasn't been done with the twins. That means that you don't know that there is not a genetic component to rape.
Yeah, because there was a ton of other evidence, okay? I'm just saying, what's your evidence? If you want to bring some extraordinary claim, basically, it's pretty extraordinary that you're saying a kid is born to be a rapist, that as soon as he pops out a little vagina there, he's just destined to be one, and maybe if the mother really tries hard, she can prevent him from being a rapist, but he's really destined to be one because it's in his genes, he's genetically disposed to be a fucking woman hater. That's your fucking argument. That's your extraordinary claim, so it's your fucking obligation to come up with the extraordinary fucking evidence. But you didn't do that.
As well. So there's no way for you to say that there isn't, just as there's no way for me to say that there is. And
yeah, but like I said, there is a lot of other kinds of evidence out there. We see what kind of people produce babies and what kind of people raise babies, and we know even from our own personal experience of being maturated, we know how our sexuality is not something that we always had. It was just sitting there in our pocket. It was always right there in our pocket. We kind of know that it sort of, matured with us.
Of course, we said several times in that video that we weren't saying that. So we're at this impasse where we have to discuss whether or not it's even an evolutionary advantage. And in the case of the culture, where the...
Well, I just don't see any point in talking about evolution and then starting to talk about culture and then talk about memes. I mean, yes, these things evolve, but by completely different rules. So when you just say the word evolution, okay, that's connected to DNA. That's what makes evolution possible, is a DNA molecule. So we're talking about something written in the DNA. Alright, that's the argument. If you're going to say it has an evolutionary component, that there was an evolutionary advantage, well, that's where you have to demonstrate it, is where it writes it in the DNA.
The woman is made to marry her rapist. We're not talking about only one rapist. We're talking about every rapist, every person.
Right, again, so we have no statistics of this. So where's your statistics? How many women, even in those cultures, even in the Middle Eastern cultures, what's the percentage of women who give birth to children, all right, to the relationship was created through rape? This is the argument here. And if you're going to give me a number like 1 in 500, which I think the number is going to end up being, because in spite of your stupid inane argument, people will kill. Okay, if somebody rapes my sister, we're going to do her a favor, alright? And eventually this guy's going to have an accident. He's going to have some kind of fucking accident. She's going to be a very grieved widow. And she's going to be a prize again.
Who rapes a woman is forced to marry her. And the reason the father and brothers wouldn't kick the shit out of the guy or kill him is because it was shameful. It is shameful to have an unwed mother as part of your family.
Again, like I said, what's the statistics? What's the numbers? I don't buy that for a second. You're going to tell me that the men in the Middle East allow their daughters to be stolen, essentially, by another man, and they just say, whoops, you snuck in there and got her, so she's all yours. I don't think that's what they say, astronaut.
That's how these cultures worked. Think of ancient Israel. That's exactly how it worked. Women were trash. They didn't give a shit if they were raped. They cared more about the honor of their family.
Again, what's the statistical numbers? You got nothing. You got absolutely fucking nothing. Alright, there's laws against sodomy in most of the states in the United States. I bet you there's plenty of sodomy going on, isn't there? So that doesn't really mean a hell of a lot. Whatever. This is bullshit argumentation.
So in that society, you're not talking about one person procreating. You're talking about a huge mass of people procreating. And that, I think, we...
Not through that means. Like I said, is it your fucking argument that some substantial proportion of Islamic parenthood is created through fucking rape? I mean, it's a stupid, idiotic, inane, moronic, silly argument. Fail all over the fucking place.
We have to admit is an evolutionary advantage for those rapists. The society builds that. So I'm sorry to take...
No, I'm sorry. That's still not a valid argument. Okay, the advantage to the rapist is likely going to be that he's going to get killed or damaged or harmed or something else. And it's not likely that he's going to have 10 kids who are going to have 10 kids themselves. All right, he's going to get outbred. Okay, he's going to be diluted out of the gene pool. That's just a fucking fact.
Take the conversation a little bit beyond you. I mean, it was a month or so ago that this whole thing started.
Yeah, right. Beyond me. You're the one who didn't hear TJ's words. You're the one that didn't watch half the videos in this series, and yet the conversation's beyond me. Yeah, fuck you.
And what I saw was already into the evolutionary advantage. I'm sorry to have included you in the updated version of the discussion. Didn't think you were that slow, but hey, to each their own, right? Now, as far as talking about it, I know that you're saying it's about jokes. So did Zonstar. We got that. But rape is a funny subject.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother with the rest of this video. It's not a funny subject, so whatever. You want to make jokes about it, fine. You make your living your way. I'll live my life my way. And, so whatever. Fuck you. Yeah, fine. Fuck you. Period. Alright, so anyway, this other asshole. We'll take care of him now. Some guy called Chan4186.
I generally put myself in video responses. I generally like to stick to the comment section. But in regards to this discussion, I feel like it's gotten completely out of hand.
Okay, I'm going to move him forward a little. So he basically says he agrees with Nuclear Night and blah, 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 that rape happens to women who can be unattractive and who can be minding their own business and not wearing a miniskirt.
That's just completely absurd to think that there was something that she is doing that is enabling this act of rape. But when it became talking about the topic of whether or not it is genetically either advantageous or adaptive. Now, in terms of advantageous, I'd like to say that I don't see how it could be advantageous. I could see how...
I don't even see how it makes any these distinctions. So you're making a distinction between evolutionarily advantageous and adaptive. What the fuck is that distinction made out of? I mean, this is babble.
It could be adaptive. I could see it because, I mean, the behavior of rape can be seen in multiple animals. It can be seen throughout our history, cross-cultural boundaries.
Okay, do you have evidence of that? So the Polynesians, there was lots of rape. Eskimos, lots of rape, right? Every culture you've examined in human history had lots and lots and lots of rape. It wasn't just a deviant behavior. I mean, fuck you.
So to, as DoNotGod said, to say that they're just broken. They're broken.
I didn't say they're just broken. I did that for emphasis in the video. I've made, look, a couple hours worth of videos on this shit now. What I've said quite clearly is that sexual disposition, preference, okay, is a conditioned manifestation. It happens through your environmental maturation. It is not in your genetics, asshole. You're not genetically a rapist. You can be genetically horny, but what you do with that horniness is completely going to be decided by how the fuck you're raised. Dickhead.
Broken. That seems ridiculous to me because you put no criteria.
Yeah, I put plenty of criteria on it, but you didn't bother paying attention to that because it's all about these simplistic paraphrases, because this is all you're up to. You can't handle a real fucking discussion or argument. You're just a simplistic fucking moron.
On what broken means. Do you mean broken in the sense that they're mentally broken? Or
Duh. I talked about their brain. I talked about a brick hitting it, implying. And I said it quite explicitly. They are psychologically broken. They enjoy violence against women. Okay, when it is the disposition, the dominant disposition is to cherish women, and that is the sensible evolutionary preference, because that's what gets, it is all about maintaining women's ability to select. That's genetic advantage. That's the evolutionary advantage. To destroy a woman's selection power is to destroy the quality of our species. You dumb motherfucking idiot.
or do you mean that they're perhaps genetically broken? And it also doesn't touch on the fact that many psychological disorders, I mean, if you are to say that a rape